Hey guys, welcome to my video of Forza 3. This is basically just to cover some issues that I kind of had with the game over the past few years that I've had it. It's a brilliant game, I love it, I've enjoyed every bit of it, and that's why I'm still playing it today. More than I do Gran Turismo, by the way. All you fanboys can hate as much as you want. I love both games, and I just think Forza 3 is an overall better game, though Gran Turismo might be better on other aspects. Alright guys, I'm gonna get right to it. Some of the issues I have with the game, I've never really come across anybody who has addressed these issues, so that's why I thought I'll make a little clip so that turn 10, if by chance, might be able to look at them and see some things that bother other people in the game. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and get started. First of all, it's presence of the cars. There are few cars that have stance related issues, and some of these cars I'm gonna jump right to them. Bear with me. Here's the first one, and not only is there really a stance issue with this car, mostly in the rear tires kinda tug inside the fenders more than the front do, and it just doesn't look right. And another thing is the grill. I never knew an Evo having a chromish type grill. It's more of a black meshy grill, so I don't know why they do that. It doesn't look right on the replays. I'm one guy who loves watching my replays to better my lap times, and I love to see the cars and appreciate their beauty, and the grills don't do it for me. We can go back to see another car, which is a previous generation Evo as well. It's got the same issue with the grill. I mean, the front grill just reflects. I don't know why it's like that. I don't know why they couldn't make it black, which I'll give you an example in a little bit, but I'll show you a third car which has the same issue, and even a fourth, and maybe you get the idea. 1 second please. Alright, here's the next car. Such a beauty, an SLR McLaren. Look at the front grille again. It reflects the same way, and it really annoys me. I don't know who was designing this in turn 10. I mean, it's well designed, but why does it have to be like a cheap chrome grille that you see on the streets on a Dodge Charger or something like that? Okay, another car I'll get to that has the same issue. These exotic cars, which are absolutely beautiful cars, I don't know why they'll ruin them like that. From some of these angles you can see they look black, but then as the car moves around and the light is directly in front of it, the grille just looks off. I mean, it doesn't look right. So this doesn't really show you right now, but when you're playing, mostly the lower grille will reflect quite horribly. But I wish I would have done it like the way the top grille is right now. Alright, okay, we're now going to jump to Audis, and I'm going to show you Audi R8 4.2 liter. I mean, I've seen a bunch of these in person, and this looks horrendous. There's something that just misses out of this car in this game. They didn't do it justice at all. It just doesn't look right. I don't even enjoy driving it. It's a mess. You take this car and you compare it to the 4.2 liter. The 4.2 liter is just very well designed, very well made, no flaw. But I guarantee you there's an Audi dealership just down the road from me here, and there are these two cars sitting side by side, and trust me, there are very few differences that you can see. I mean, mostly in the rear, but the front, I mean, these cars have a similar stance, they have a similar presence, they look absolutely gorgeous. But in the game, I don't know what happened to the 4.2 liter. It doesn't look right at all. Alright. Hey, Infiniti G37. Beautiful car. I love this car. Every time I see it on the street, you can never mistake it. But my gosh, what happened to the stance in the game? The ride height is so high. I mean, it looks like it's an SUV sitting on a Mini Cooper chassis. I mean, there's just a pretty obvious detachment of the body, the shell, to the chassis. It just doesn't look right. You guys can try it out by yourselves. Pick up a G37. Look at the front right now. Look at the fender and look at the tire, the way it's tugged inside, and how high the body sits on the car. The body rests on the car. You can try it, take one of them, play it, look at it from its high view, and put it on the replay even, and you see how horrible it looks. No justice to the car at all. I'm sure the car company is not very happy about this representation of a car in the game. It's a good car, well designed in the game, but the stance just off. I don't know what they were doing. BMW E46. Love this car. Look at the bottom of the car. There's a plate underneath there, or whatever the heck they decided to put underneath this car. It doesn't look right. The interior doesn't even look right at all. I don't know why they didn't put the same interior as they have on the same generation M3 GTR, which is a very similar interior, and it looks so much better than this car's does. The gauges look off, the clarity is just messed up, and all right, that's it about this car. But if you notice the thing I'm talking about that hangs on the bottom of a car, it kind of annoys me. I don't know why they'll have stuff like that in the game. For a game of this caliber, I think things like those should not even be present in the game. It should not be excusable. I mean, this is one of very few sim racing games we have on the consoles, and these guys better get it right. They should not have little flaws like those, especially when you see how well they designed the other cars, which I'm going to show to you right now. One of the cars that I thought was just very well made with very good detail, both interior and exterior. Sorry. Here's one car that I thought was very well made in the game and represented pretty accurately as far as it looks and its presence. I mean, the tires are wide enough, they stick out of the fenders pretty well, they're fat enough. The front grille is meshy but black, doesn't reflect stupidly like the SLR, the Evos, and them like I mentioned earlier. It looks good. I like this car. Good job on this. Enjoy it. I hope most of the cars will be like this in Forza 4. Speaking of Ford, we're gonna switch over to uh, the older SVT Mustang right here, the Cobra R, which you won't see the problem now, but if you pick this car, I urge any of you Forza guys to pick this car, race it in your game, and those tail lights for some reason they end up becoming, they look busted immediately when you start playing. It's not that you wreck it and then they become busted. It's more of a very cheap uh, Eurolight that you get from eBay and has condensation in it, and they're very old. That's how these tail lights look, and it's just off. For a beautiful car like this, I don't want to see that in the game. BMW E92 just doesn't look right from the moment I click it. I mean, you go to a thingy right here, an M6, perfectly made. M5, perfectly made. Z4, uh, Z4, both of them look very good. But then when you come to this car, there's just something that doesn't do it. The lines, I mean, the little creases in between the doors, they just don't look right. I mean, the stance, everything. I mean, I'm a very big fan of the M brand. These are some of the best cars in the world. I don't feel like I'm driving an M3 when I look at this sometimes. All right. Here's another car that they messed up on the grill. I mean, the front grill, and there's a different angle. Messed up. A very well made car. The tires are fat enough. Everything. The design is gorgeous in the game. I love how they represented the ZR1 in the game. Does it a lot of justice compared to other cars. But the front grille, you pick it, play it, you're gonna see that lower grille right there. It's gonna reflect, just like I showed you in the Evo videos. Not cool. Not cool at all. In my opinion, one of the best cars ever made. My Forza, I don't know what you did to this car, man. The tires seem to stick inside the fenders. They don't seem as fat enough. If you can go on YouTube right now, or not even YouTube, go to Yahoo, go to the images. Look at this car. The tires don't stick in the fenders like that. You can look at any angle you want. The tires don't seem as skinny on the back. I mean, they're not that much skinnier than they are on the real car in the game, but the fact that they stick inside the fenders more than try to protrude a little bit out of the fenders doesn't do it justice. It's one of my best cars ever made. I love this car. I don't think they represented it well just because of that. Okay, look at these two cars. Porsche GT2, brilliant car, love it. Okay, I'm gonna switch to a GT3. Look at how well the tires on the rear fill up the rear fenders. Okay, I'll switch back to this guy. This guy's tires tug inside the fenders. Again, they're fat enough, they look good, but why do they stick inside the fenders? Why don't they want to at least line up with the outer part of the fender and stick out a little bit, just like the real GT2s look like? I mean, the GT3 looks just like that. Why did they have to do this to the GT2? And plus, why does the nose have to sit up high? I never knew the GT2 sat lower. The GT3 sat lower than the GT2. It might, but it doesn't appear when I've seen them in person or have seen pictures on Yahoo that a GT2 sits this high off the ground. Okay, to wrap up my video, I'm going to show you one thing that I'm disappointed in as well. There are a few races um, like this, the Mazda meet. There are cars in the game that you don't have access to. Only the AI seems to have access to. Which, if you can see at the top, driven by R. Sasaki. In the first position is the Mazda RX-7 Spirit R. I don't even have an option to buy it or in DLC. If anybody has this car, please let me know how you got it. I love it, and I don't know why I'm stuck with just a regular RX-7, which I hate. It doesn't have a spoiler, it doesn't look right. I would rather have a Spirit R. Another car is in the Subaru family. It is bear with me here, it should be up here. Okay, there we go. If you look at the opponents at the top, again driven by Sasaki, it's a Subaru S204. Only AI uses this car and I don't have access to it. Well, I love it. I love the car, but I can't drive it. It sucks. Alright guys, thanks for watching. Sorry this is the first ever video I've ever made, and if flash bothers some of you, sorry about that. I just wanted the video to look more clearer, but it kind of reflects on the TV. And another thing is that it's a little shaky because I'm using my phone, so please bear with me. I was just hoping you guys can hear about my concerns with the game, and hopefully Forza 4 will not have these issues. I think they're minor issues. I think the game overall is really good. I enjoy every minute of it. But if I was in charge of a game like this, I would not let little flaws like those take place, especially considering how long a game like this takes to be made. It takes a long time. A lot of people have to review the stuff, and if they need help reviewing, I'm more than happy to review their stuff and send them feedback if they'll give me the opportunity. I would appreciate that. Turn 10. Well, thanks a lot for anybody who's watched the video, and again, very sorry for the quality if it's bad, and if maybe I've talked a little too much, but I'm hoping you get the message, the points that I've been trying to get across. Alright guys, happy motoring. See you online. Take care now.